Welcome back everyone to this series on Who's That Image Consultant. My name is Anne Rainton and I'm the owner and founder of Image Innovators, and we're talking to image consultants from all around the world about what it's like to be an image consultant, how their business works, who their clients are, what their highs and lows are. So I've found it really fascinating. I hope you do too. And today we're talking to Gerlinda Stella. Welcome, Gerlinda.
Hello, thanks for having me, Anne.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Now, Gerlinda, I believe that you are from quite a warm place in Australia, up near Cairns. Is that right?
Oh, it is very warm. We've even got some sort of northerly 40-degree breeze today. It's quite hot here, so I'm in air conditioning, which is lovely.
Right. And you're about to get some big rains, aren't you, with a cyclone that's heading your way?
Yes, we get them every year, so it's kind of get used to them now.
Oh, well, I'm glad I don't live where you do. But anyway, let's get started. And let me ask you, first of all, what made you think about becoming an image consultant, and what did you do before you were an image consultant?
So I worked in retail, so at a department store, and when I was there, I often got people coming in to ask my advice. I'd spend hours with them in the change room, and they would come back from other stores with clothing asking me how to mix and match it with other items and what to buy. So I really just fell in love with helping people and thought I'll become a personal shopper, and looked into personal shopping type training so I could have something to back me up, and found your course online and flew down to Melbourne for it. And it turned into be something so much more than just putting people in clothes. That was my original kind of idea. I think I didn't know anything about what colours suited people. I think it was all instinctive, and to have something that really backed that up and to really get a good understanding of people's colouring and their body shapes really helped me when I started out with my clients.
Right. So it's turned into quite a different business to what you expected in the beginning. So that's really interesting. With the clients that you get now, are they the same clients that you expected to get when you first started, or has it morphed into something more?
I think when I started, I just thought everybody needed an image consultant because I was so passionate and so excited about what I learned, and I wanted to share it with the world. But as I progressed, I realized not everybody thinks they need a stylist or an image consultant. But in the process, I'm in a small sort of community. I think we've got, don't quote me, but about 100,000 or 150,000 people in my region. And it was really beautiful to walk into a business environment and get so much support. And people were saying, what is an image consultant? What do you actually do? And that allowed me to then explain it. And the clients that I got then, I actually still get now. So I get a lot of business clients, people that are just either starting out in business or have been in business for a long period of time. I also get mums and dads as well. So I have a wide range of clientele, but definitely business community is one of my focuses.
And given that you're in somewhere that's really hot, how does that affect people's idea of or desire to look good? Because I can imagine when it's really hot, makeup and putting lots of layers of clothes or any of that sort of thing on would really turn people off. So how has the heat affected your business?
Oh gosh, so even our business style up here is very different to cooler climates. So we dress more business casual. Not everybody would wear a suit unless you're a solicitor or something like that, and they have to for work. And everywhere is air-conned pretty much all year round, which makes it a lot easier. I think in terms of fabrics, when I'm with clients, that's one of the biggest things, is people want to be comfortable and cool, and I'm really passionate that you can still do that and look great at the same time. So fabric is a huge one, so choosing fabrics that really help people, that they're not feeling sticky or sweating, or even things like we mentioned, cyclones, getting caught in the rain. So there's things like having, I recommend just a pair of flip-flops or thongs, we call them in Australia, in your car that you can put on so you're not getting your beautiful suede shoes or heels damaged as well. Yeah.
Okay. Because I've often thought that as it gets quite hot, we become quite, I don't want to say the word lazy, but you can't be bothered to do all that stuff when it's really, really hot.
And I do think that that's a big thing with most women in general, that little bit of extra effort, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, but having easy mix and match coordination. I mean, I work with a lot of women up here that on weekends do wear shorts and t-shirts all year round, and it's how you can make that look stylish, and accessories are really great way of doing that. And just teaching people that, maybe just a little bit of makeup as well. A lot of my clients, when they first come to me, may have never even worn makeup before, and they're well into their 50s because of how hot it is. And we do talk about it melting off, but I do say simple things like a tinted moisturiser, a mascara, or you can get your eyelashes tinted at the hairdresser, and just a little bit of lip gloss or lipstick can go a long way to sort of finishing off the look. It doesn't always have to be a full face of makeup in this heat.
Oh, that's great to know. How do you get your clients? So when you've obviously started off, you have to build up a clientele. What's the way that you've found that works best for you to get an ongoing source of clients?
The best way that I've found is I'm very active on social media, but the majority of my clients would come from me meeting people. So at an event, it could be at a barbecue, it could be an introduction from another friend. So a lot of my clients are now referral sources. So people would say, I've seen Gerlinda, you should see her too, or they look great, and they're walking in to an event and people going, you look great. And I always joke with them, just, tell them you've got a stylist who helps you. So that word of mouth is massive for me, but also just that connection with other people. I think it's so easy to sort of live behind your computer and hope that maybe someone's just going to reach out. But I found for myself that I've had to get out there and really connect with others, and that's just grown. And not necessarily that person that I'm connecting with is a client, or going to be a client, but that I'm just meeting them, and they might know somebody who knows somebody who wants a stylist.
Yes, I totally agree. And you've also, I believe, got a radio show that you do fairly frequently. Is that correct?
Yes, I recently was asked to be part of the Triple M station, which is a part of the Southern Cross Stereo network. And on a Monday morning, I go on and have an interview with one of the radio hosts. And it's really a wonderful way to, again, connect with the community. And that's what I find. We talk about lots of different topics, not always image related. And I really love that opportunity to maybe express my point of view, and in a really, for me, it feels like a very safe environment because you're only talking to the other person like we are now, and we don't know how many people are watching or listening. And so if you just focus on the other person that you're with, I found it really wonderful for my business. And lots of people tell me, oh, I've heard you on the radio, and I could walk into we've got Cairns Central is one of the major shopping centres, and I walk in there and I know all of the retailers, and the girls will say, I heard you on the radio when I was coming to work, and it's lovely. It's really lovely.
I love the way that, you get that little bit of fame feeling, which is always good for your own self-esteem as well. How did the interview come about? How did you get the gig?
Oh gosh, so people tend to want to rush things. When we get into business, we get really excited and we want to have everything happen all at once. But my relationship with the radio started about 5 years ago. I met the CEO at the time, or the GM, the general manager, and she was a friend of a friend, and they were doing a photo shoot for the two radio stations, and they asked me to style them, and we did like a contra deal, so they advertised me on the radio. And so I think one of the first people was Jess, who was recently on the block. So she was one of the hosts that I styled, one of the very first ones. So,
oh wow, yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so that continues today. So it's every Monday.
Every Monday I'm on Triple M, and then we've got Hit FM as well. And I talk with them occasionally. They'll get me in because they're in the same studio, so they'll sort of see me. They joke that I'm like a piece of pizza that just keeps getting switched between both of them.
So do you have meetings with them to come up with the topics, or they just leave it to you?
I get asked what I'd like to speak about, and we kind of mutually decide if that's going to work for the listeners. Triple M is a very family-orientated station, so a lot of the topics I talk about as a parent. So I'm a mother to three and stepmother to three, and so we talk about step parenting, or my daughter's just finished high school, so what it's like to have a teenager going and what her decisions are going to be like going into the future. So the topics are very varied and really great. But again, it's just that, like, I guess you can go from an ego sense and think, oh wow, it's great to have that fame and be acknowledged. But it's also about just connecting. And even in the weekly newspaper, our local newspaper, we've got the Weekend Post, and I do a fashion spread in there every week. So I take the photos, I choose what the theme is going to be. So this week I sort of did Family Fun Day, and I'll take photos of board shorts and swimmers, and that will go in. And the week before I did animal print. So I share the trends through that way of media as well in the newspaper.
Wow. So with a large family, would you say mother of three and stepmother of three?
Yes.
Right, it's like Brady Bunch, right?
Brady Bunch. My older stepkids have moved out now, so they're all 20s, so it makes life a little bit easier, and my children are all teenagers now as well. So running my business is much more easier than it was at the start. I think at the start it was very much a part-time sort of hobby that allowed me to spend more time with my family, and now I've been able to, in the past few years, really amp it up and create a really awesome business, an income making stream for myself.
So your business is now full-time?
100% full-time, maybe more than full-time. So there's late nights, there's weekends, all sorts of, I think it's always on my mind. It's an interesting thing when it's like a baby, it's like having a child, and you just love it and devote so much time to it that you want to see it successful.
Absolutely. And I think, when you love what you do, you never feel like you're at work.
No, and that's the best thing about this. We get to pick for ourselves every day what we want our day to look like, and I've really enjoyed that process of really finding out what makes me unique as a person and how I can help my clients, through the way that I teach, just like the way you teach, and we all teach in a different way, and it's really special for the people that we connect with.
Yes, one of the things I love about being in the business is because you do work for yourself, you can block out time, you're in control of what that is. So, you're not working for somebody else. So you can, within reason, set out and do work when you want to work.
Yes, I have a lot of networking meetings.
The old networking. Well, it's important, isn't it? You really got to get your name out there. So it's been great talking to you. One last question, and that is, we all need people who are going to support us and be mentors to us along the way. What's been, I guess, two parts of the question. What's been your biggest challenge along the way, and how have you overcome it? And do you have anybody that you use as a mentor or supporter, or someone that really keeps you very positive about everything?
So I think the biggest challenge I had was I went through a pretty nasty divorce, and I had to put everything on hold, and that was really upsetting at the time because I had to go back and get a job. So I still had some clients, but I just wasn't in the right headspace to really give it my all. And that was probably my biggest challenge, was having to take a break from it, and then also getting back into it. But I found as soon as I was ready, I guess it was the universe or however it works, as soon as I was ready to get back into it, I got shown signs that I was in the right direction. And that's when the newspaper actually picked me up. And I think how amazing that it didn't happen before, because it wasn't meant to. I wouldn't have been able to keep that stuff up. So, and then even like I work really, in terms of mentors, it's amazing. I think all the people that I've worked with, even in the radio or the newspaper, they're really great mentors. My editors have always been so supportive. Even when I was really nervous about doing my first fashion shoot, they were right behind me and said, "No, you can do this. We believe in you." And that was really special. And a magazine called Pack Mag that we have up here, they've got magazines in their parenting magazines. They're Cairns, Townsville, Mackay. The editor or the owner of that is my best friend, one of my best friends, and we met from me doing a makeover on her for the magazine. And so she's a great mentor. She's a very incredible businesswoman. And another good mentor I only met recently, maybe in the past 3 years, and she's had a really successful business in terms of people management, and she's just been such a wonderful support for me. And again, and there's also image consultants that are really great to bounce off. So Jane Allen, which you've had Jane on here, and yeah, it's really, I think there's such a beautiful community of people that really everybody just wants you to succeed. And I do have an amazing support network around me, and my family, my kids, my husband, all of those people I look to, and they're so helpful. I mean, the amount of times my kids have helped me, drop things back to the shop or pick stuff up, or even just be there in the mornings when I'm doing a big talk. They're saying to me, "Mum, you can do it. You'll do great." And it does make a difference in your life to have those supportive people around you.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. It's, I'm sure that everybody who's listening to this, who's thinking about becoming an image consultant or is an image consultant who's struggling or whatever, I'm sure that listening to you, it's really giving them some great insight and some great ideas about maybe what they need to do to move forward. So thank you so much, Gerlinda, for your time, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Anne. Much love. Bye.
All right. Bye now.